everyone. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 3 of the podcast.
We are sitting in my kitchen again, and trying to avoid picking up the sounds of my apartment complex's yard workers.
Yeah,
They do
so
a very thorough job, but are mildly inconvenient at this moment.
how dare they make sure the plants look beautiful?
God damn it, again. No, I'm very grateful, but I'm always paranoid about picking up the sound in the background.
Well, to be fair, there were some background noises from the last recording.
Quote unquote background noises.
Yeah, from my back end that it did not pick up. So I think these mics are pretty solid.
You know what? I do think we're fine, because if you're farting and it's not picking it up.
These mics are either really good or they're just shitty enough that they don't pick up the ambient noises.
Yeah. So shout out to Sam. It's not even Samsung. It's like Samsung.
It's Samsung's lesser known younger brother,
Yeah,
Samson.
But he does a good enough job, so we're happy with them. Anyway, I am freaking the fuck out because Jillian just showed me the most insanely adorable thing.
Yes. Well, I was scrolling on Instagram before we started, and this video of all these little bees walking up, or not walking up.
They had legs and shoes.
They had their little briefcases getting ready for work. No, they were flying to this little, I don't know, like a little water hole thing. And they were all drinking, and she was like, "Oh, that's so scary. It freaks me out." And then
I don't like, who the fuck likes bees? Like, imagine walking into a swarm of bees. Like, does that give you, positive feelings?
Yeah. Well, normally I would agree, but it's the account of this German beekeeper who is not only like a very attractive young man, but it's just so wholesome.
Most importantly, he's very attractive.
Yes. But he takes care of all these bees, and there's a picture on his account
Oh my god.
of all these beehives that look like these just
They're like the Alpine Chateau style.
Yeah, super old, like European houses. Like it's just so
It's the
perfect.
most German thing I've ever fucking seen, and I was like, do they all have little lederhosen?
Yeah, they're like, "Hallo, ich bin eine kleine Biene."
They're all drinking their, pint of beer in the morning.
A beer, eating pretzels.
Oh my god, but this guy is posing, and he has like a journal that's like the German bee journal, but in German it's like the Deutsche Bienenjournal.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's
It's just absolutely unreal. So if you want to go find his page, look up, I don't know.
Oh, let me
I was just
plug
gonna
this
say
guy
German
really quick.
bee guy, but you could probably honestly find German bee guy.
It's SK_beekeeping. So
Yes.
shout out to my man.
My mom's
Meine Mom.
and his little bees.
Um
They don't make honey, they make beer. They
Yeah.
just slave all day.
It's beer flavored honey.
Oh my god. Or honey flavored beer. Honestly, just the dream. I was watching the first video, and it was just a swarm of bees around this watering hole. I was like, no, thank you. I do not feel like, I used to run away from bees as a kid in elementary school. Like, I thought for whatever reason they didn't like shade. So I would run into the shade of the building.
They're like, "Oh, damn, she's in the shade again. I guess we can't get her."
So I was a little freaked out, but then I saw the guy and I was like, oh, just kidding. I love bees. Bees are so great.
Yeah, I genuinely am terrified of bees and most insects. Not a fan, but
Anything with a face. So she sees me and she just freaks out.
yeah, if it has eyes and a mouth, I'm fucking out of there. No, I genuinely am pretty scared of them, but I also recognize how important they are. So for me, I'm like an activist for bees, but I respectfully keep my distance because they scare the shit out of me.
She like respects from afar. She's like, I'm an ally, but I'm not gonna get in the thick of it.
I know. I'm like, do your thing, but please don't ever come near me. I am so scared of you. I mean, that's the thing though, that I don't even think they would go out of their way to sting me. It's just
They see you and they're like, oh, this bitch.
yeah, it's her. No, that's the thing. I'm thinking, they're probably not gonna sting me unless I'm actively fucking with them, but I just have this fear of getting stung because I got stung as a kid one time and that was just such a traumatic experience.
See, I've never gotten stung, but I think it's because I've been so afraid of bees. Anytime I see a bee, I run a mile in the opposite direction. And even, oh my God, so in my apartment, there are like at all times 10 different wasp nests cropping up. And at one point, there was one on this little fence outside of my side door that I sometimes, I use to get in and out occasionally, or I'll just walk by to get to my little garage. And it was so jarring to realize they were building it under there, and then they're building it up in the rafters, like like I said, 10 different places around the complex. And so I'd see these wasps everywhere. And at one point, I found 3 of them under my little fence, and it was at nighttime, and I was coming back into my apartment. I snuck up on them. I took my shoe off, and I slapped the shit out of those wasps, and they died. And again, I don't love killing bugs.
Well, I think wasps are the exception. I don't think there's anything more heinous than a wasp.
Yeah, they just live to torture people.
Yeah, I feel like when whatever divine being was creating a wasp, they were like, I'm gonna make this just to fucking make people upset, because they are genuinely upsetting to be around.
Also, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah, what do they contribute to society?
What do you even do?
Yeah, except for, as far as I know, they attack honeybees.
Oh, God damn it.
So
they're the white supremacists of the
they're I think they're don't want to say it, but I think they're a little racist.
Okay, we got to stop calling people and inanimate objects racist, because last time it was Groot.
Speciesist.
Before it was Jasper. I mean, Jasper was a Confederate soldier, so.
Yeah, that was warranted, but
yeah,
no.
Wasps are just no good.
Yeah, I mean,
and wasps, if you catch my drift, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. No.
Wet ass, slippery pussies.
Whoa. Coincidence? I think not. You got wasps and then you got wasps.
Yeah.
And they're both just a pain in the ass to deal with. So we are a outspokenly anti-wasp podcast. If you like wasps, or if you are a wasp and somehow found a way to listen to a podcast,
a sentient wasp that found the ability to connect to the internet and specifically found our podcast, please log on.
He's now writing a hate-filled email to Spotify.
Writing a terrible review.
This is waspsist.
No, there are a few TikToks I've seen of this guy who removes wasp nests, and it is really.
Hero.
What'd you say?
I said my hero.
Oh yeah, no, it's really satisfying. It's like justice is being served. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen those like Japanese honeybees. They're pretty fucking metal. Like they're. So
they wear leather jackets.
Yeah, they slick back their hair into like a little mohawk.
They have a comb that's also like a switchblade.
Yeah, exactly. No, their natural enemy is like some kind of wasp or like a hornet or something, and it will infiltrate their nest, and the honeybees will swarm around this wasp and form a little ball, a bee ball. And they start vibrating at such a high they vibrate like at such a high frequency that they cook the wasp alive. It is so fucking cool. Like it gets really fucking hot. I mean, they literally just cook this thing into nothing.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
That's like when I'm at the club and my friends and I just start twerking together, and then all of a sudden everyone just starts melting.
Yeah, a dude comes up and starts harassing you, and then like we all circle around him and just start like shaking our asses.
Yeah.
He's like, "Stop, please!"
And then he melts into a puddle, and then they just mop him up and problem solved. But holy shit!
No, Japanese honeybees are on a different level.
Well, wasn't there that whole murder hornet thing?
Yeah.
Which I was not following that at all, but...
Murder hornets, yeah. I actually have seen some news updates. I guess they've been destroying nests as they find them.
Oh, God.
But okay, you know what's so sick is that they destroyed the first nest they found, and they left one of them. And they put a tracker on it. They're like, go tell your friends what happened here. But that's exactly what it did, because the next time they found a nest from the one that they put the tracker on, they were much more aggressive and they were stinging the exterminators. So they fucking knew. It's like they knew. They were like, oh, we're ready this time, bitch.
It was like the John Wick of hornets.
Yeah.
John Wasp.
He killed my family in front of me and made me watch.
He killed my hornet puppy. That's fucking insane. So they're out for blood.
Yeah. No, that's why they call them murder hornets.
Oh, my God. You know what? Fuck. You know what? Forget what I said about wasps. Warner hornets.
Warner
horners are my new enemy. That's insane.
Yeah. So that's definitely one of my biggest fears, is running into a nest of not only just like yellow jackets or hornets, but murder hornets specifically. That is a new fear of mine.
Yikes. Oh my God. So when I was a kid, my family took a few road trips to some of the states like closer to California. And I think we went to Crater Lake at one point, and it was in the summer. And so there was still snow, but the snow was melting. And apparently when snow melts at Crater Lake, all the mosquito eggs that had been laid in the snow start hatching. So I shit you not, there were visible clouds of mosquitoes flying around Crater Lake. And so my family and I were trying to get our picture taken. I'm like 12 at this point or something. I always say I'm 12. I don't remember my life.
Perpetually 12.
I'm perpetually 12 still, mentally. But we're taking this picture, and I could probably tell in the picture how uncomfortable I was looking back. But we were just getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. And we were done taking the picture, and I was like walking around, and I went up to this pine tree, and I was like pulling one of the needles off. And when the branch shook, a literal fucking cloud of mosquitoes swarmed me and lifted me off the ground. No, but I ran screaming to my car and locked myself in and was crying because I was just like, I have a thing with bugs, in case it wasn't obvious. And I freaked the fuck out. Understandably, I think. But narrowly escaped death that day. They almost carried me out of the stratosphere.
That is so fucking sick. Honestly, I saw this video on TikTok of these mayflies. I forget where it was, but they hatch every summer or something. And it was seriously a cloud of mayflies.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like you could reach out and just close your hand and you would have at least 100 in your hand.
No.
It was so fucking disgusting, which is honestly why I'm pretty grateful. I mean, this is just one of the reasons why I'm grateful to live in California. Obviously, we do have mosquitoes here, but fuck me. We don't have those disgusting mayflies like that. And we don't have the cicada brood that hatched.
No, but I went to Palm Springs for the first time last month, and I saw a cicada, and I heard them everywhere. And
they're
I went up
loud.
to a tree, and I was like, holy shit, because they blend in really well. But they're, you know what's insane? The first time I ever saw a cicada was in Animal Crossing. And I was like,
your first exposure.
Yeah. And it's like, this is what a cicada is. I get it. They're loud and annoying and massive. And then I saw one in real life, and it looked just like the game. I was a little starstruck, honestly.
Wow, video games are like real life.
I was like, can I have your autograph? And then it just flew away. And it was like, personally, I was kind of offended. But you know what? But those are also in California, cicadas. But
yeah, but not at the volume of the Midwest. I mean,
Oh.
holy shit.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, I've also seen, I mean, God, we're pretty fortunate, I think, in California. I don't think we have an insane bug problem, but if you get into some more tropical climates or like you go to Australia and there's spiders as big as horses.
Oh my God. Fuck that, dude. Well, I guess living in the city, you do have
cockroaches.
cockroaches,
Oh my God.
which is pretty nasty. Like when I was at USC, if you walked around at nighttime on the campus, it was like a moving carpet. I mean, it was so nasty.
I can show you a world. The cockroaches just lift you up into the night sky. A whole new world. Like, let me off.
Where we invade your personal space.
We'll live through any apocalypse. So suck our dicks. No, they don't give a fuck. I think the first time I saw a big cockroach was I was subletting Jillian's apartment when she was at USC, and I was going from my first shithole apartment to like a shithole, but it was a studio and it was like a little bit of an upgrade. And in between, I was staying with Jill, and my first cockroach experience was when I saw one crawl across the floor in the living room into a coat closet, and I freaked the fuck out. I thought a demon had come into the room, and I got the holy water, the cross, all that shit. Realized very quickly it was a cockroach. So I still kept those things because they're essentially
It's
demons.
necessary, yeah.
It's necessary to repel the evil that is a cockroach. But so I opened the closet door, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, where the fuck is it? Where is it? And then I open the closet door a little bit more to where you can see like the, you know, where the door hinge like meets the door, and it had been fucking crushed in the corner. And
it was like, I'll be safe here.
Oh my God, no. So that was my first experience. I had a big one in my apartment here, but that was one time, thank God. Currently it's just daddy long legs, which I'm like, okay,
Daddy.
okay, well,
Sorry.
the obvious goddamn daddy long legs joke.
All right. Phone it in, folks. That was it. No, I found a cockroach in my closet recently. I guess this was, I don't know. Well, I guess it was about 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago. And it was so fucking horrific because I feel like when I opened the door, I just looked down and it was just sitting there, and it kind of looked up at me.
He's
like,
eating a little cheeseburger.
yeah, like in SpongeBob. It was just like, sup. And I was so mortified, and I took like a Swiffer broom that I had, and I don't know why I did this, but I turned it over so the handle side was facing towards the ground, and like I used it like a spear, and I speared this cockroach.
Did it work? I feel like that's the worst fucking thing.
I successfully terminated it, but I was so horrified. I'm like, listen, buddy, if you're gonna fucking sit in my apartment and
at least pay rent.
Yeah, you better fucking start paying some bills, because that is not okay. You can't just occupy my space.
Hey man, if cockroaches started pulling their weight around my apartment, then I'd be like, you know what?
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
like Snow White. They're like cleaning your dirty dishes and putting your laundry away. It's like, thanks, guys. You're like, you're welcome.
Like an enchanted.
Yeah.
Come, my little friends, as we all sing a happy little working song. No, honestly, if they want to pay rent, I'll give them a little crevice. They can live in the toilet. You know, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
parties.
If they want to contribute, that's fine. But if they want to live in there rent free, that's
I
not
want
okay.
a freeload off the government.
Yeah, listen, I already have 2 freeloaders in my apartment, so I don't need a third.
What's the second one? Oh, Yoshi.
Yoshi, my bird.
God, she's such a freak.
I work hard so that she can have as much seed as she wants.
She gets that good seed too.
Mm-hmm, the good kind.
The good. No, you know what I just remembered is when you're talking about the bees vibrating around a wasp. The fucking Manta Shrimp.
Oh, the ones that punch really hard?
And the one punch mantis shrimp. No, they literally they punch the shit out of creatures so fucking hard. It like heats up the water to like 1,000 degrees or something.
Yeah, they're really fucking strong. There was a video I saw of this guy who caught one.
Oh yeah.
And he brought it into his little canoe and it punched his foot.
It sure did.
Yeah, and he's wearing like one of those water socks things or whatever. Like they're pretty. It was a hardcore, you know.
It was like a rubber shoe thing.
Yeah, like for fishing specifically, like when you go out and canoe. And not only did it punch through that water sock, but it also cut open his foot and he was bleeding. Dude, I would have fucking punched that thing back. I would have been like, bitch.
I would have set aside a time and place and a ring where we could just have it out. Fucking Jake Paul style or whatever.
Throwing his little shrimp hands. I'm like, come on, bro, let's go.
He just has one boxing glove on his tail.
I would have my lemon and my garlic ready. I'd be like, let's go, bitch. I'm going to eat you afterwards.
There's like a pot of boiling water on the side ready to go.
That's for you.
Oh God, imagine eating a manta shrimp. I can't imagine that would.
I think I've seen people eat them before.
Ooh. I honestly, so I'm vegan. Sorry. I would never eat a manta shrimp, but I feel like even if I wasn't vegan, I would respect them too much to consume them.
Yeah.
You're like, God damn, dude, you could literally murder me. So you can have this one. You can eat me, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, you've earned it. Yeah, I'm pescatarian, so I will eat shrimp.
She would eat the shit out of that shrimp.
I mean, I feel like I would eat it just to try it once, maybe, but I would want to make sure it's ethically sourced because I mean, I don't know what the endangered species status is of mantis shrimp, but if it's endangered, I wouldn't want to eat it.
I can't imagine. I've never seen a mantis shrimp on,
shrimp
on sale at Whole Foods.
What is the natural predator of a mantis shrimp?
God. God, it'll just be like, not today, shrimp.
Yeah.
But a shrimp could fucking punch the shit out of a great white shark, and the great white would be like, you know what?
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
Fair fight.
That's my bad. Sorry.
You know, I'm just going to swim this way. I'll eat some krill or whatever.
You know, I don't even think mantis shrimp are actual shrimp. I think they're some kind of
demon.
Yes, they are. They are not of this world. They are directly,
they're certainly not.
Directly from the underworld, inhabiting the vessel of some kind of insect. I'm gonna look up what they are because I don't want to misspeak.
We don't want to misgender.
What is a mantis shrimp?
Yeah, they're kind of terrifying. And again, there's something you can find in Animal Crossing. And I think I first saw them in Animal Crossing, and then I saw the video where it punched the shit out of a crab, and I think it broke its arm off or something. Just brutal, like R-rated violence. And it's on YouTube, which is just like, okay, YouTube, you know, you gotta be cracking down on this shit, you know. You can't just be showing animals murdering each other, you know.
Yeah, it's like Animal World Star. Like these animals just beef it out.
They have dog fights, but which are illegal, rightfully so, but they never said anything about mantis shrimp.
Yeah,
fights.
I would pay to see a couple mantis shrimp box it out. You know,
yeah, with like a person.
Yeah. That's who Jake Paul will challenge next. Be a mantis shrimp.
You know what, Jake Paul? If you're a real fucking man, which you're not, but go hand in hand, hand in hand, go
toe
hold
to
a
claw.
shrimp's hand. Yeah, go toe to claw with a mantis shrimp.
Yeah, let's see who comes out the real victor, huh?
Yeah. Speaking of Jake Paul, oh my God.
Oh, that's a sentence I never thought I would hear.
Yeah, I don't want to be doing this willingly, but I saw something recently about how his ex-girlfriend came out and was like basically accusing him of raping her, and I'm just like, oh my fucking God, like these people can't get worse.
Yikes.
I thought murder hornets were bad. Turns out
no, Jake Paul
Paul
exists.
brothers are, yeah, they're the real menace.
That is awful.
It's insane because I even told Jillian, like I said, we went to go see Shang-Chi recently, and I was watching some of the trailers, and it was the West Side Story trailer came on. And every time it comes on, because Ansel Elgort is still in it, and
Yeah.
I just can't enjoy. I'm never like I won't be able to see it because of his what was like an ex-girlfriend basically saying that he sexually assaulted her or raped her. And I'm like, every time that trailer comes on in the theater, I'm like, I want to yell out at the end, Ansel Elgort's a rapist.
Yeah.
But it's just insane because like a lot of these people still are in movies and shit.
Yeah, it's really fucking crazy. I mean, because a lot of people will say, "Oh, can't we separate the artist from the art?"
Well, we've had this conversation, but
Yeah.
anyway, it's just kind of annoying because
It sucks. It sucks for the victims because their rapist gets to just keep on fucking living their life
and just making a shit ton of money. Like I guess Jake Paul just had a fight or something.
Yeah,
and I guess he got beat, but like people voted that he won, which I'm like, that's not how fights work.
Okay.
Anyway, but I would really like to see him go toe to toe with a Manta Shrimp.
Yeah.
Maybe like 100 Manta Shrimp.
They all just punch the fuck out of him and obliterate him into little pieces. No, that reminded me of Army Hammer.
Oh my God.
Army Hannibal the cannibal. I mean it's just so wild. I don't know. I mean, did anything ever happen with that? Did they ever officially?
I think he might have gotten kicked off of a movie or something.
Yeah, he did, or he like stepped down or something. But it's like, come on.
It's so bizarre because it's obviously someone's personal shit. He was having these. Also, he's married.
I know, yeah.
So he's a married man, which doesn't surprise me given my own personal experience now being hit on by a married guy. But, messaging these women, these really intimate things. And again, not to kink shame. Like, I've listened to a lot of true crime recently, and cannibalism fantasies are a real thing. But, I mean, there are forums.
He takes the ooh, you look like a snack to like a whole different level.
Yeah. He was
being literal. Yeah. He's like, I actually would like to eat you as a snack.
Do you have any sriracha? No, but genuinely I was listening to a podcast, shout out to, and that's why we drink. They don't need my shout out because they're massive and killing it out there. But they had one on this guy who was a cannibal and consumed a guy's penis, but like it was consensual. Like, he met this guy on a forum, and essentially they both agreed that this was something they both wanted to do, which is like, okay, that's fine.
Did he eat it in like a hot dog bun with a little bit of ketchup and relish?
Yeah, add some sauerkraut. No, but I guess what had happened is he had the guy come over. They had a few drinks. I think like, it was a sexual thing too. I think they like hooked up. And then after the guy the cannibal guy cut off his penis, and then I guess they cooked it in a pan, but they were disappointed because it wasn't very good. And then the guy was like bleeding out. And
God. Well, I can't imagine that would taste very good in general because
rubbery.
Yeah, it'd be super rubbery.
Ooh.
Not that I would know. No, that's pretty nasty.
It's upsetting because I understand, again, people have their own shit that works for them. But then when you take it a step further, and like this guy didn't want any painkillers, the guy who had it cut off, like he wanted to experience the pain.
Oh my God.
And so he was a willing participant. They both were. So it's like you get into the legal shit and it's like, morally, is that wrong? I don't know.
Hey, if we're going to kink shame, I think it's warranted in this instance. That is pretty sick.
Well, again, though, but it was consensual on both sides. But then the guy's bleeding out. And so the cannibal guy ends up killing him. And I think he served some time in prison because it was seen as like I don't know. It was like
an act of passion.
Like, no, like a mercy killing. Like he was just putting him out of his misery. And it was consensual, except for the killing part. But there are people who out there who, like I said, they met on a cannibal forum, and these forums I'm pretty sure are still out there.
What forum was this? Just asking for a friend.
Yeah. Dude, if I knew, I would. I wouldn't tell anyone because you probably don't want to go on those things. If you want to maintain your sanity, but I mean, I'm sure that they're out there, and like people have fantasies about this stuff, and I personally can't relate.
Well, there was this guy who, I guess you could say, quote unquote, ethically ate his own foot.
What?
Yeah, it was. Well, it needed to be amputated because
Is that
I guess
what the movie My Left Foot's about?
um,
Just Daniel Day-Lewis, I think, eating his own foot.
yeah, for 90 minutes straight. No, this guy, I guess his foot got crushed or something, and it was beyond fixable, so they were going to amputate below his calf, and he basically said, "No, it's a part of me, and I want it back." So he had his friend turn it into tacos, and
Shut the fuck up.
yeah, they made like carne asada with his foot, essentially. And they all ate it. They
Who's
said
they?
his friends. He had a little party, and they ate his
I like
foot.
to think that he's holding them all at gunpoint.
He's
And
like,
she's
fucking eat my foot.
eat it.
If you're a real friend, you'll eat it. That's the ultimate test. Would you eat your friend's foot?
No.
Well, then I guess you're not a real friend.
You know what? You'd have to kill me first. If I had to live with a memory of me consuming your foot, I would rather be dead.
I mean, yeah. That's technically vegan though, huh? Because
is it though?
I don't know. Is it vegan to eat your own foot?
Comment below. No.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
Holy shit. No. Well, it is a funny thing because there are people. Oh my God. So again, on the topic of just weird shit, we're talking about bees and shit today. I don't know. It's a weird day, but
Bees and shrimp.
I'm into it. Shrimp bees. No, but Netflix came out with this, what I thought was a really entertaining docuseries called Unwell. And each episode focused on a different kind of holistic fad. And one of them was bodybuilders who drink women's breast milk, like adult human breast milk. And funny enough, I mean, it's just as weird as us drinking cow titty juice, you know?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. We're not cows. I mean, again, don't recommend drinking human breast milk because it's for babies.
But what if I'm just a baby?
Dude, I guess if you got pregnant, you could just make your own, but I don't recommend it. Anyway, but these guys were like buying black market, well, not black market. It was all, again, consensual, but there are women out there who sell their breast milk and they put it in little freezer packets and then sell it to guys who are looking to get fucking shredded and then just drink women's breast milk. And they all think it has these great properties, but scientifically it doesn't do shit.
Dude, you're looking pretty swole. What's your secret? Breast milk.
He has a fucking pacifier in his mouth.
I want milk now, mommy. Give me that milk.
Goo goo gaga.
Give me them big old titties.
Oh my God.
I need to get my gains in. Let me suck on your nip a little.
Jillian started saying this thing that makes me want to kill myself. It's like, is it mommy milkers?
Yeah, big old mommy milkers.
Oh my God. No, but there are all kinds of weird shit things people are doing, like eating their own feet. Again, back on that topic though. Oh, is it talking about is it vegan? I mean, I guess breast milk is vegan.
I guess.
But it's like,
I can't imagine it would taste good though.
No.
Dude,
well,
I saw
why?
I saw someone make cheese from their breast milk on TikTok.
The fuck?
No, not cheese, it was butter.
Shut
which
the fuck up.
isn't better, but yeah,
No, it isn't better, it's butter.
Yeah, I can't believe
We'll
it's
be right
not
back.
butter. No, she made butter from her breast milk, which
Is she okay?
probably not, but I guess you got to give her props. That's pretty impressive, the dedication, because I mean, I don't know, it's not like making homemade butter is very hard, but
Is it not?
I mean, you just have to, like, if you take heavy cream and you use like a hand mixer,
Yeah.
and you whip it, like it'll turn into whipped cream at first, but if you keep going, then it turns into butter.
Butter.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing a woman you know, having pumped out like weeks of breast milk,
and she's churning it in a butter churner, old fashioned style.
Just like, but she doesn't have the proper tools, so she's just using the handle of a broom and like a bucket she found.
The Swiffer handle.
And her husband comes home and he's like, honey, what are you doing? She's like, I'm baking butter.
Yeah, just another hard day's work making butter from my breast milk.
Oh, Jesus. Why do I feel like that's what Amish people do?
It might be.
Behind closed doors. No shade to the Amish. I love the Amish. We love the Amish here at the Relatable podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to our Amish listeners, of which there are none because technology is not allowed.
Yeah.
If you are Amish and listening to this, though, props to you.
Yeah. Thanks for the listen. But if you made butter from your breast milk and you put it on toast and you like fed it to your kid,
I mean, if it's your toddler, okay.
I guess. Yeah. Right.
That's kind of how that's supposed to go. But also, again, there are also women who breastfeed their kids until they're like 12 or something.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's.
At which point it's like, okay, man, evolutionarily, you don't need to do it for that long. I think there does come a point where the benefits aren't benefiting anyone.
Well, I mean, I wonder if that's just a psychological thing where they just want to keep babying their child, you know, or it's like this weird dynamic where it's like, oh, my child is forever an infant and I'll forever baby them. You know, it's like, what's that like Munchausen by proxy thing where
but that's not exactly the same.
It's not the same. I'm not saying they're like poisoning their kid with their breast milk, but
it's just a weird like mother-son dynamic. And then at some point it's like, when is it not sexual? Again,
it's just weird. It's just weird. I mean, I
just like to imagine that there's a community of moms who breastfeed their kids late into life, and they're all trying to outdo each other, and they're like, well, my son's 12 and he's been breastfeeding since a child, and
my son is 25 and he's been latched onto this nip ever since he was born.
Oh, that's cute. My son's 47.
It's just this old grandma.
Oh my God. No, it's like not her son. It's just her boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
wasn't there an old lady who got pregnant? Like she was.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like 80 years old or some shit.
Men can pump out kids like nobody's business. Like there are older men who've had kids with. Again, a lot of older men just have younger wives. Like Leonardo DiCaprio's wife is 18 or something, or fiance.
Allegedly, we don't want to.
Allegedly 18.
Yeah. Allegedly, who knows?
She's 6. But I think in that case, a lot of older men end up having kids. But again, in terms of, you know, being a woman, we're kind of have like a no pun intended, but also pun intended, egg timer, just forever ticking, in terms of our fertility. But it's like, I also know, you know, women who have had kids in their early 40s or whatever, and they're fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's so weird to think about how we were born with all of our eggs already.
What?
Yeah.
I thought your body makes eggs every month.
Wait, maybe I'm thinking of ladybugs.
Oh my God. Shut the fuck up. You did not just say that.
I wish I wasn't joking.
You confused us with ladybugs?
No, because I know ladybugs are the female ladybugs are born with all of their eggs already.
Oh my fucking God.
Let me look it up.
Hey, government officials, if you're listening, this is why we need comprehensive sex education. Because
I knew it. A female baby is born with all the eggs that she will ever have.
Okay, well, I'm glad we solved that mystery.
This is estimated to be around 2 million, but by the time a girl reaches puberty, this number has decreased to about 400,000.
Ladybugs.
Yes.
Ladybugs. Okay, I was like,
no, this is human babies.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? We had 2 million eggs inside of us when we were born. That's
what?
Disgusting.
How do they have room?
I don't know. I mean, they're tiny. They're little
2 million
pinpricks. Yeah.
They're just like in your entire body.
Yeah, in your little baby ovaries.
In your eyeballs. Like, guys, we're running out of room. Where are we gonna put them? Oh, fuck. fingertips.
Shit, brain.
Eyelashes.
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild to think about that.
I had no fucking idea. I literally thought you were talking about ladybugs.
Well, no, ladybugs are also born with all their eggs, I'm pretty sure, but humans are too. I was not wrong.
I'm an asshole. I was literally joking about how we need comprehensive sex education. Turns out I'm the uneducated one.
That's right, bitch.
I'm also always questioning like what to call different parts of the vagina, and like, because the vagina's inside you, but then you have all the like the little outside
The labia
parts.
and the vulva
And the cervix
and the
is
clitoral
inside.
hood.
The clitoral hood, which is like basically a little penis.
Yeah, a little sheath.
I reminded Jillian of that, just, to keep her education fresh.
To keep me humble.
It's so bizarre because you look at babies when they're in the womb before their sex is determined, and they basically have the same shit, but it either turns into a labia or a penis, a dick, hand, balls. That's the clinical term. But it's so funny because if you look at the two, I mean, they have the same kind of basic structure. It's like the little pee-pee, and then the balls turn into your labia, I guess, or your little. See, I don't know words.
Vulva.
Your vulvi. Your vulvo.
Vulvi.
Vulvi. But no, science is cool, man.
Yeah, it's really weird to think about that. I mean,
like we almost had a penis and testicles.
We were so close.
We were so close. Goddamn dick envy.
Penis envy. Freud's rolling in his grave right now. That's not what I meant.
Why is there not vaginal envy? Penises scare me. I'm gonna be completely frank. They're aggressive.
Yeah, they're not very cute.
No. It's like a deformed hot dog with 2 lumps attached to it. It's just like pointing out there. And then meanwhile, we have like just a flower or whatever the fuck people like to call it.
Well, Georgia O'Keeffe painted vagina flowers. I did a report on her in the 5th grade because we had to do a...
What?
Yeah, unbeknownst to me. No, we did a report on famous people in the 5th grade, and I've always been an artistic kid. Like, I've just always been drawing, and I've always wanted to be an artist. So at the time, I had discovered Georgia O'Keeffe, and I did a report on Georgia O'Keeffe, and I cannot imagine how mortified my teacher must have been when I was showing these paintings. I'm like, look at these beautiful flower paintings she did. And she's like, okay, next one, please.
Like profusely sweating.
Yeah. I mean, she did other paintings. She did a lot of like desert stuff too.
But there's secret vaginas in a whole
thing. Yeah. She did still lives of skulls and stuff like that.
Oh.
But she painted, she was very famous for these vagina flowers. And I did not realize this as a little 5th grader. So yeah, shout out to my 5th grade teacher for putting up with that. That was my bee.
You know what? That's pretty progressive considering your Catholic high school upbringing. Can you imagine doing that at a Catholic high school?
Oh my God. They would have shit their pants. Well, cause that was I went to public school up until high school. So, it was all fair game at that point.
Shit.
I remember I got in trouble in 5th grade for saying what the hell really loud.
What?
I was so embarrassed. I wrote an apology note to my teacher because I was so embarrassed. She was like, it's okay. Just, be careful and don't say that.
You're like, I said what the hell?
I know. I was like, I'm such a bad person and I said this horrible word.
You go home and you're like writing your suicide note.
Oh my God. I'm like, today was the worst day of my life.
Mom and Dad, I've decided to end it all. Today I said, what the? And then you bleep it out.
double hockey sticks.
H-E double hockey sticks.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm going.
I was so embarrassed. It's just one of those moments where it sticks with you, like in your childhood. And at the time you're thinking, oh, this is so fucking embarrassing and everyone's going to remember this forever. But then it's definitely only you who remembers it and no one else gives a fuck, unless it's something really ridiculous. Like there was a kid who I remember threw up on Halloween one time.
No.
And I'll remember that forever.
Because he threw up on you.
Yeah.
Right into your mouth.
It was, like a little baby bird.
Just like a transfer of fluids.
No, I mean, it's just funny. Like and I remember in high school, there was a girl who farted in class and her last name was Barton. So they called her Fartin' Barton.
No.
I don't know if I can say her last name on the podcast, but.
No, you don't know her first name. I know a random person named Barton.
Yeah.
Named
So
Barton,
yeah,
but-
they called her Fartin' Barton. I felt so bad for her because that is something you never live down.
No.
Saying what the hell in 5th grade, it's like whatever. But farting in class and then having a horrible, unfortunate nickname.
Fartin' Barton.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of farting in class, not exactly the same thing, but I've dabbled in doing yoga classes every now and then. I mean, I don't, again.
Did someone fart?
No, someone. Me.
They shit their pants.
It wasn't a fart exactly, but when I've done yoga classes in the past, there's this thing you do where you're on your back, but then you hoist your lower back up, so you like put your hands on your lower back, right, and hoist your butt up in the air and your legs up. So like your lower back and legs are up in the air straight, and you're holding them with your elbows planted on the ground and your arms or your hands pressed in your back, and coming back down from that more than once, just the loudest fucking queef you've ever heard. And I'm not ashamed to admit it because we need to talk about this stuff. Women queef.
We be queefing.
We be queefing, but y'all don't want to have that conversation. And I'm not going to apologize for it. I want to because holy shit, like so embarrassing, but I'm just going to be honest. It happens. You fucking hoist your legs up above your head and then in one swift move bring them back down. Shit's going to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
You can't expect a quiet vagina in that situation.
Oh, yeah. She's gonna scream her loudest and roar the mighty roar.
She's like, why do you keep doing this?
Yeah, I think we've all been there.
Have we all been in there? If you've been there, please email us at
Relatable. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, that's, I guess, such is life. You know, we just are gassy beings.
Well, yeah. Last episode, I'm pretty sure you farted twice
and I burped. Yeah. Like I'm not ashamed.
Hey, at least you're honest about it. I personally, I'm if I'm gonna burp, I'm gonna pull away from the mic.
Well, yeah, maybe there are some people out there who like that. It's like the ASMR experience of me just burping into the microphone.
If you're a fan of burping and it turns you on, don't say anything, don't tell us, but definitely
like, comment, and subscribe.
We don't want to know, but also, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
No, that's also another thing. Talking about kinks and whatnot, people like farting. Oh my god, that one video that came
farts.
out. Oh, cake farts.
Yeah.
Which I will never understand. She was like eating cake and farting.
She gets like this big chocolate cake and then she just sits onto it and farts.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not that I would know. I didn't watch it.
Oh my god. No, I don't. I just remember the audio and I thought it was like some girl in her kitchen like eating a cake.
She might eat it. I don't remember,
Oh, God,
but she
I don't
definitely
remember.
sits on top of it and gets like chocolate frosting in her fucking crotch and butthole, and then
That
just
wasn't
farts on it.
frosting. That wasn't
Yeah,
frosting.
it was conveniently chocolate flavored, so it would hide the fact that she was,
She's just incontinent. Holy shit. No, there's some things that I'm really glad I never watched. Like I never watched the 2 girls 1 cup thing.
I did when I was really little. I looked it up because someone was talking about it, and I looked it up and I watched it. I don't really remember, but I do. I remember enough to know that it's just fucking horrific. It's so disgusting. By the way, this is why internet access as a little kid is just so
Dude.
It's so bad because you can just look shit up like scarred for
I have
life.
the perfect example. Well, this was before smartphones were a thing. So, okay, growing up, you kind of had the family computer. at least I did, we had a laptop, just a chunky ass laptop that would sit on the kitchen counter. And if we wanted to use it for homework or whatever, we'd have some time set aside and we'd go use it on the counter where our mom or dad could see what we were looking at, right? So there was one point where I think I'd seen something on like America's Funniest Home videos where it was like dogs humping. You know, when dogs will like hump a stuffed animal. And I thought it was funny. And so at one point I had the laptop in my room for some reason, and I was like looking up YouTube videos, and I had looked up on YouTube dogs humping, and I was watching a video of like a pug humping his way through the grass. You know, they do that like little scoot
Oh,
thing?
the little butt scoot. Yeah.
And my mom walks in and she sees what I Googled or what I had looked up, and she was mortified, and she flipped the fuck out.
She's
because
like, my daughter's a furry.
And she's like, Lauren, this is absolutely not okay. Like, you can't just look up stuff like that because you don't know what's going to come up, which to her credit, fair, right? She was just trying to be a good mom. But then she was like, you're not allowed to have this alone in your room. You know, you have to use it in the kitchen, whatever. That only lasted so long. And now kids have their phones 24/7.
Oh my God, dude. I remember I went on to, I guess, I think I was still in high school, or maybe I was home for like winter break for college or something. But I went on to my parents' computer, like the family computer, I guess. And I was trying to look up something that I had previously searched. So I went into the history on Safari, and I found all these weird searches. I don't even know if I should say what it was, but it was just like weird fucking shit. And it was my little brother who looked it up. And I was so mortified because at the time he was so
like,
young.
How to murder your family.
Yeah, how to kill your sister. No, I was like, oh my God, because I mean, it's the same shit. Like when you're little, you just look up weird shit on the internet.
Dude.
Like I for some reason and somehow found Two Girls, One Cup when I was like in 4th or 5th grade.
She was just looking up videos. You know how the Cup song came out?
Yeah.
From
I was trying to find the Cup song, and then I found Two Girls, One Cup.
It just keeps happening to us. It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
But
no, I was just like so horrified. I told my parents, and I guess they talked to him about it or something, but I was like, oh my God. Well, and I think there's also just a lot of shame around it too, like especially for girls. It's this, I mean, I guess I can speak from growing up Catholic too. It's like all this Catholic guilt of like, oh, it's bad to be sexual, and it's bad to look at sexual things and blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, impure thoughts. And I mean, because I was literally in high school, they told us it was a sin to not only have sex, but to masturbate or like look at sexual things.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
and
is insane.
they drill that into you. They're really, really particular about it. But I remember when I first went into high school, I was like, oh yeah, okay, like I guess I won't have sex until I'm married, which is so, I mean, you know what, if you want to wait until you're married and that is what is right for you, I respect that. And that is a choice that is hard to make, and like I said, I respect it. For me personally, it's just,
I like to fuck.
Yeah. I fuck a lot. No, I was just, I think what was so terrifying for me about it was that they were telling you like, oh, it's a sin, you're gonna go to hell,
which is insane because on the same, you know, on the flip side, it's like also like the greatest gift is children, and it's like, how the fuck do you think we get children?
I know.
Like, you have to have sex, but you have to feel bad about it.
Right. And my
you have to just be crying the entire time. Like, I'm so sorry, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm
don't
sorry.
Look. Please don't look. No, the same teacher who made the analogy about the chocolate chip cookie thing also told us that you only can have sex to make a child.
Oh my God.
I was like, damn, bro, your life must fucking suck. I mean, I didn't think that at the time, but looking back on it, I mean, because I got my first boyfriend and then I was like, all right, all bets are out. Like, fuck waiting until marriage.
Yeah. It's so funny though, because it's like, there's also a stigma about people who haven't had sex. And personally, as someone who hasn't found like a boyfriend in my experience, who I've gotten to a point where I've dated someone to where I want to experience that with that person, it is unfortunate because a lot of the times it's just like it doesn't work out the way that you want it to. And I'm personally not a one night stand kind of person, so I could have hooked up with plenty of people by now, but for me, again, I think it was the stigma of like, well, you can't have sex until you're married, or it has to be with someone you love, or and again, I was inexperienced. Like my first kiss was in freshman year. I went to a party that first orientation week, and I was like twerking, like dancing with a guy, whatever, like college dancing. You just grind on people, and like came home and fucking cried because I was so overwhelmed.
Because you melted him because you were dancing too
hard.
You were vibrating too hard.
We just massacred an entire room. It was a bloodbath. But no, there's always been this stigma, and it's like I'm not allowed to not be straight. You know, there's not any kind of variance in terms of sexuality, and all this negative shit that was ingrained into us. And now we're adults. We're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it sucks.
I just want to be a person. I just want to do what the fuck I want to do, and I don't want to be shamed for like choosing to have sex or not have sex, or
because it follows you throughout your whole life. I mean, you have to unlearn so much bullshit.
Yeah, it's rough, and like I don't want to ever put that if when I have kids, I don't want to ever put that bullshit on them. You know, I just want that to be honest about like biologically what happens when you usually have sex with a person and how it can be difficult to not have feelings for someone.
Yeah, and the importance of consent
and sexual health and not getting a bunch of STIs. Like, you can enjoy sex and not have it be committal and with the love of your life. You know, you can do that, but it's also a matter of like, hey man, maybe don't accidentally get pregnant or whatever.
Yeah, be safe.
Don't get pregnant. Pregonate.
Yeah, no, I think there's so much that we have learned from our childhood and just from growing up and experiencing these really oppressive viewpoints where I don't, like you said, I don't want to pass that on to my kids. I don't want them to feel guilt or shame for experiencing normal human things.
It's like, it's so funny because I think a lot of churches will preach unconditional love or all that shit, but it's especially in the Catholic Church, in our experience, it's so not that. And people,
it's super conditional.
Yeah, they preach non-judgment and they preach unconditional love. But growing up, I knew to a certain extent, and again, not speaking ill of my parents because I know they do love me, but there are certain things that I knew were expected of me to do and not do, and that love. Their love was, to a certain extent, conditional because they didn't want me going around and, you know, having sex with, I don't know. I don't know exactly what their thought process was, but they had certain expectations, and I felt a large amount of guilt if I didn't live up to them. So I was like, straight A student, no sex life, didn't go to parties in high school.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Not to out my mom, but I learned that she did not wait for marriage. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Literally no one in our fucking lives, we'll out all these bitches right now, waited until marriage.
Yeah.
None of these bitches.
Good for them. Good for them.
Damn, these bitches fuck. Good.
They get dick. Good for them.
No, but literally on both fucking sides of the family, again, not to out my grandparents, but let's be honest, they would preach, they would literally say, oh, we didn't have sex until we got married. Timeline wise, my dad,
shit don't add up.
I know my dad, I'm pretty sure my dad's mom was pregnant with him while she was getting married, and like she'll till her dying day will be like, no, we didn't have sex before marriage.
We were good and we waited.
We waited, and John was just, 7 months early. It was just a very quick.
It was a really premature baby.
Yeah, 3 months pregnancy, and then he was just there.
Us Germans were just different.
We, no shade on you other hoes, but we just built different. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's crazy because it's like, come on, like we get it. Let's just be honest, like stop lying about shit too because
Well, look at all these period pieces too, by the way. I mean, obviously those are mostly fiction, but it's like all these people are like, "Oh fuck, I'm pregnant. Let's get married." You know. So,
it's just like I feel like I
people
grew
be
up
fucking.
people be fucking but y'all ain't ready to have that conversation. No, I feel like I grew up with this false narrative that my parents painted for me because they wanted me to grow up a certain way, and that hardcore fucking backfired because I realized things about them later on that they didn't tell me, and I was like, why weren't you just honest with me? Like, why did I have to have all this shame about don't do drugs or whatever? They definitely had like smoked pot at some point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course.
But also they grew up in a time in which pot was heavily stigmatized. Now it's legal. Like they probably can't even fathom that. And you know, just they grew up in a different fucking time, and so for whatever reason they felt the need this to paint this image like they all waited to have sex until they were married and they never did drugs. Just
Yeah.
insanely high standards that are just not achievable. And that's just my parents. Some people's parents are a lot more open with their kids, which is like kind of great. I guess it depends on how open they are. They're like, honey, we just had the best sex last night. Your father and I mean, he rocked my socks, you know?
Yeah, it was so great.
I hope
Your
you're ready
father
for
is a-
another sibling.
Your father is a very thorough lover.
I mean, and goddamn, is he well endowed?
You have good genetics.
Jesus. No, you know, a certain amount of honesty is appreciated. Like I don't want to ever be dishonest with my kids in the way that I think it's unnecessary. Like you don't need to paint yourself to be some fucking saint.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to traumatize them, and I don't want to lie to them, and you know, I would like for them to be comfortable with coming to me, and you know, if they need advice or if they're in a situation where they do want to start exploring things, and it's like, okay, well, like let's be safe about it.
There shouldn't be anything hidden, or there shouldn't be any shame. Like, again, this is how bad shit happens because I went to Jillian's house when she was in high school.
We were in high school.
My God,
and we smoked weed.
No, we didn't smoke.
Well, we
weed.
ingested it.
We fucking ate the after.
It was like
afterbirth.
The afterbirth.
Like,
it was like AVB. I don't know. My pothead boyfriend at the time gave us this shit, and we consumed it, and it made us.
We sure did.
Yeah, it was too much.
We sprinkled it the first time. It was like we mashed up bananas. Again, I'm dumb, and we did this 2 times on 2 different occasions, like months apart or a year apart or whatever. And we again, because of this weird fucking stigma of not being able to, you know, try different substances or whatever, we couldn't bake anything. We couldn't smoke anything.
Yeah, we literally just mixed it into like yogurt or something.
Okay, the first time we mashed banana, and then we eat this fucking. Again, I've told people the story. They're like, "You ate raw pot leaves." I'm like, "No,
no. It was the leftovers from like a vaporizer or something.
Just
but
the worst possible shit."
Yeah, it worked.
It literally blacked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
I remember like a second of the experience. The rest of it is just literally me sitting on a bed, but like not moving and not saying anything, and like just seeing black, but also not seeing black.
We were violently high.
I was particularly, and then I woke up the next morning, awful cotton mouth. And then it was our cousin's. Sorry, Sarah, if you're listening to this, it was her bridal shower that day.
Oh.
One of the days, it was her bridal shower, and I could not fucking function. I could hardly walk to the bathroom. I got to the bathroom. I was just sitting on the ground. And eventually somehow got dressed and put makeup on, and we got to the place, and I was like so fucking out of it. People were probably like, "Is Lauren okay?" And I remember trying to eat pancakes, and I couldn't really taste them. And we took a picture together, and like looking back, our eyes were still bloodshot like the next fucking day.
Yeah, it was brutal.
And then the second time it happened, we did the same shit again because for whatever reason, yeah. But Jill, this time, so we did it again. We mashed it up in yogurt, and same fucking shit happened again. Just blacked out. The next morning, Jillian got up and she went to work.
Yeah, I
I
had
don't
to
know
fucking
how that
work.
happened.
I don't remember.
But I felt so awful because I was supposed to go on this nice, girls' day with her mom, with my aunt, and she's going to take me to the movies or something. And I go downstairs in the kitchen, and she doesn't know we're high. She thinks I'm just like sick, and I fucking throw up into the sink.
Oh my God.
Jillian's at work. I'm home alone with my aunt. I throw up into the sink. And she, at this point, like, I was not taking care of my health and I wasn't eating enough and stuff. And I was like kind of skinny. And she was like, Lauren, like, you're too skinny. You need to eat more, which was probably true. But she also didn't realize I was just like, I just poisoned myself, essentially.
Yeah, we ingested too much weed.
Yeah. So I went up into the guest room and just slept. And I was non-functional. It was like the most bizarre experience. And, so now I don't even like to drink, really. Very rare special occasions. I'll take a sip of someone's cocktail, or like I split a glass of sangria with my mom when she came to town the other weekend. It just makes me feel god awful. And also, like, in our family, there's a history of like drugs and alcohol mixing with biology that's like not a good match.
I just feel like every time I have gotten high, I have really horrible intrusive thoughts. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what kind of weed it is. Like, everyone's like, well, you just haven't tried the right strain.
Weed
I'm
doesn't
like,
go well with our genetics.
Yeah, no, it does not mix.
Unfortunately, I wish I could just fucking get high. I wish, but also that's what Lexapro's for. Shout out Lexapro.
Woo, yeah.
Use our code 6969. No, I have generalized anxiety disorder as well. And that was like a diagnosis I got when I moved to LA, and I was having panic attacks at the first job I got, and it was like, I literally can't function. And so went to a doctor for the first time, started taking medication for it after I'd like lost a job and I was in a really low place, and I literally could not function. Like, I'd lost a job essentially because I was unable to do the job because of my anxiety. And I hadn't realized how awful it was until I started taking medication. And I was like, oh, because I still have anxiety now. I'm not going to lie. But it was so bad that I literally could not function. It was like my brain was so loud. I couldn't think straight.
Yeah. I've been on and off Lexapro for the past, like, I don't know, like 5 years or so.
What?
And
5 years? Oh, that's right.
yeah, I took it in college for a time and then went off of it, and then I went back on recently because I was just like, it was a struggle bus, but I love that shit.
It's my jam. And it's so funny because I really bought into the bootstrapping mindset for a while, because again, I grew up, my dad's a German immigrant. His dad lived through World War II. There's this very much bootstrapping mindset, and that's also, I think, an American cultural thing as well, of you just do it by yourself. You power through. You don't need medication.
Yeah,
you're weak if you take medication, or it'll change who you are. And I'm like, no, it'll literally make you the better version of yourself.
Yeah, this makes me functional.
Oh yeah, I'm sleepy a lot, but I think I'm just a sleepy person.
Yeah, no, we be sleeping.
We be sleeping.
But y'all ain't ready to have that conversation.
We be sleeping, but I'd rather be like kind of a napper and also not overwrought, whatever words, by anxiety. I'd rather be a little more chill and maybe take a nap every now and then. Also, I could be going to bed earlier. I think it's more that, but
yeah,
it's a literal lifesaver. I didn't realize how
it make brain feel good,
because it just levels you out in a way that you're not overreacting or panicking to small inconveniences. Because I was like, there would be times where my car would break down and immediately I would go to crying and freaking out. Mm-hmm. And now that I have that, and now I'm taking Lexapro, I don't panic. Like that's what was going on in the first job I ever had, is I'd panic and I'd start spiraling into thinking like, I suck at this. Like, I'm so bad. I'm an imposter. And then I would have a panic attack because I'd have an existential crisis about my self-worth. And as soon as I started taking Lexapro, it was an adjustment, because you're tired initially and all that shit, but it's really helped. So shout out.
Me and the homies are anxious. Lexapro for my Lexabros.
What's that one? It's like, all my homies love Lexapro or whatever.
Oh yeah. Fuck depression. All my homies hate depression.
Yeah. And anxiety.
Yeah.
It really helps. So PSA. But
mental health is important is the gist of this.
It's muy importante.
Yes.
I can't speak any more Spanish. I had like a half conversation with a woman from Colombia when I visited Palm Springs, and it was like the proudest I've ever been in my Spanish skills when I was struggling. I was like, sí, es muy divertido. Me gusta hiking.
She's like, okay, thank you for that.
Okay. No, it was very sweet. I just wish I had like cared enough to maintain my Spanish speaking skills, but another time. Next podcast, all Spanish.
Yeah, really botched Spanish and maybe a little German
just
that I'm trying to learn.
Same sentence over and over again for an hour.
Yeah.
But thank you for sticking with us this long. We're feeling a lot more energized. We recorded an episode last night, which we may or may not release. I think we'll probably release it, but we were like hardcore struggling. It was the end of the week. And then this morning I got up early and I was like, coffee. And I got coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Jillian slept over because we're still in high school apparently. And I brought coffee and basically dragged her ass out of bed, and we just started recording. But it's amazing what caffeine and Lexapro
make me
can
brain
do.
feel good.
Just crush up your Lexapro. No, okay, don't do that.
Snort your Lexapro.
Yeah, snort your Lexapro.
Crush it up party style.
Inject your coffee. You'll be good to go.
Yeah.
And you can start a podcast and it'll be great.
Yep.
We do this with the help of our friend Caffeine and Antidepressant.
Sponsored by Starbucks and Lexapro. I'm just kidding. We didn't get Starbucks.
No.
We're basic, but we're not that basic.
No, we support small business. We went to a woman of color owned coffee shop locally, and, support your local fucking businesses. Starbucks can suck a wee-wee.
They can suck a fart out of my ass.
On that note, we will see you guys next week. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at RelatablePodShow. You can email us at relatablepodcastshow.com. No,
at Gmail.
At gmail.com. We have a website at relatablepodcastshow.com. And we also have a Patreon. We'll link all this stuff in the description, but we would really appreciate your support so we can keep doing these caffeine-fueled Lexapro sponsored podcast episodes for you guys. So enjoy your day, your Monday. Hopefully your work week isn't that stressful. I know Jillian's will be.
Woo.
Pray for Jillian. # pray for Jillian. And
thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.